What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. I have not, and I mean have not, been outside in the outside studio all season since last year. And it's crazy because I haven't even been home enough to even clean up the place. I got leaves out here and dirt. I don't even know if the whole studio works, but we're getting it back into shape right now as I get ready for seeing Game Time and Prime Time. They're doing the chip challenge tonight, so we're going to be doing a pregame on their channel, and we're going to simulcast it on mine as well, so that way we can see them in pain as we get ready for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I want to say, I'm actually surprised to have heard this, but the Cowboys, okay, as we get ready to play tonight, we have guys that we have gotten to know, that we have liked, and that we have expected big things that on the team that literally need to put up tonight or shut up. That they are literally on the bubble, and one of them, I can't believe that I heard this week. But when you start getting better players, some of the guys that you had that you thought were great players, well, they're not quite as good as you thought because you got other ones that are better. And a guy who really and truly needs to show up is Semi Fioco. Semi Fioco, this is his third season. And right now you start to look at this and say, Semi, you got to do some good things, bro. You have got to start doing some really good things or else you are in trouble. Because right now, you see Jalen Tolbert's doing really well. He's looking good. Some of the young guys behind him are looking really good. And this is, I got to show up and show off tonight and show that I deserve a roster spot, if nothing more than a practice squad spot. And one that I'm actually really surprised with because we looked at him last year and said, man, this guy is like a baby George Kittle. And that is Payton Hindershot. Now, we know Jake Ferguson is definitely going to be tight end number one unless we see Schoonmaker really make some strides now that he's finally on the practice field after dealing with the foot issue. But we definitely know that Payton Hindershot has to do something big to start making his space on the roster. And this is kind of crazy because we looked at this last year and he said, well, between Jake Ferguson and Payton Hindershot, we know we're good to go with those two guys, but we might even be better than what we thought. So I hope to see both of those guys do really, really well tonight. Unfortunately, though, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, we've got better talent all across the board on the roster. We have better talent, which means some of these guys that we've gotten to know, that we've put stock in, and sometimes what happens to us is, I'm trying to think if it was Stephen Jones, I think it was Stephen Jones that said this, I'm beginning to have a little bit of revisionist history when it comes to Stephen Jones now, because I'm beginning to feel like he's maybe getting a little bit better. But when we were talking about the drafting for need, it's kind of like when your car breaks down and you don't have a backup car and you got to go to work tomorrow. And so you start going out car shopping and you start looking at cars and saying, that thing might get me to work tomorrow. That thing's going to look good. Instead of being able to take your time and make a good option, things that don't look as good look good because you're desperate. And so as we've been through having last year, looking at Noah Brown and Semi Fioco and Michael Gallup injured, having not lost Cedric Wilson and lost Amari Cooper, is it me or is it now getting harder and harder to remember the days of Amari Cooper? It's because I'm beginning to sometimes draw a blank when I'm getting ready to say Amari Cooper. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. But anyway, be that as it may, we're beginning to kind of move past some of these guys and start to get beyond remembering what it was like with those guys here. And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's bad. That's a great thing. And I'm happy that that's where we're beginning to get to. But there's other guys that we need to step up because, or not necessarily step up, because they may be playing at their potential. But you look at a guy like Neville Gallimore, who has played better, who is on the bubble. We're going to have guys that are playing tonight that are going to get cut, that will go to other teams and be starters. We literally are that deep in some positions. And as we start looking at like edge rushers, we have so many, my God. You know, people are talking about, well, I saw an article, Cowboys are going to regret letting go Carlos Watkins. Well, I hate to tell you, we got some real studs that are here on the team now, and that's why Carlos Watkins became expendable. When you draft a Mozzie Smith, when you have a Hankins, when you have an OC and Digozua, you know, that guy, you know, with the hands, the former wrestler. When you've got a Quentin Bohannon, Carlos Watkins is a nice player, but he's not as nice as the players you have right now. And an edge rusher, we got more guys than we can keep. I mean, we have so many guys that you forget. You know, sometimes you forget about DeMarcus Lawrence, who's having an incredible camp. But you've got a Dante Fowler. You've got a Golston who can't get on the field as a third-round draft pick because of these guys. You got a Sam Williams. You got a Micah Parsons. You got a Dorrance Armstrong. You know, we were sitting around with Randy Gregory. I'm not sure right now if Randy Gregory was on this roster, if Randy Gregory could be a starter. I don't think he could. I don't think he could get close to starting on the field. And that's how much better the talent has gotten in Dallas. And you should be, as a fan, excited. We keep having all the Cowboy fans out here who are pissed off and we should have kept Zeke or we should have went for that guy. Listen, I'm going to trust the Dallas Cowboys until proven otherwise, because they were right about quite a few things. People said we'd miss Randy Gregory. We didn't at all. People said we missed Lyle Collins and Connor Williams. No, not really. Not really. They have reloaded this team, and they've got some great players. So I'm excited, and I can't wait for kickoff, and I can't wait for the hot wings tonight too. All right, good people. Let me finish getting this place ready and make sure, see if everything still works out here. All right? Yeah.